Among the new releases for your entertainment and enlightenment, a book, video, music, we've got them all today with Chris Brown and Mick Werkhoven from Bull Moose. Thanks for coming in. Good to see you as always.
Good to be here.
All right, let's talk about what we got for new things coming out this month. And we'll begin with something from Susanna Hoffs, frontwoman for the band The Bangles. And this is a CD called The Deep End. When it's not new material, it's covers, but these are well done, right, Chris?
Yeah, she's released a lot of covers albums, and they're all really interesting, and she tends to pick stuff that like people who work in record stores think is cool. Bands like the Zombies, you know, kind of like surprising tracks, or Sid Barrett from Pink Floyd, stuff like that. Here, though, she's like, the lead single is a Rolling Stones song, and if you remember the Simon & Garfunkel cover that the Bangles did, this will remind you a lot.
So this is pretty accessible. It's not just for people who work in record stores.
Oh no, it never was.
The general public is going to like this.
Because she's always kind of like poppy, making things like shinier and poppier. But she's got like a Billie Eilish song on here and Ed Sheeran, so she's trying to
and she's got
do
a good
some more
voice.
modern
She can
artists.
sing. She's really talented.
Yes.
And we're going to get back to another one of her talents in just a moment. But we'll
one
move
that we
on.
didn't know about.
We'll move on to another release. This is the Star Trek The Next Generation films, Mick, and part of what's interesting here is the format.
Yeah, so this is the first time that the Picard movies have been available on 4K. They've been on Blu-ray for a number of years, and the 4K versions are basically just the Blu-ray versions with a little bit of extra shine on top. What's really interesting about these ones is the price point. They actually have like knocked them down a little bit below your average 4K, and I think this is due to the fact that the video is good but not great, and then also because the Picard films are
uneven.
Uneven is a really great way to say it. So the thing about them is First Contact is so good. Like, you know, all the stuff with the Borg. There's this scene where, you know, Picard is doing his best Humphrey Bogart impression, and he's got a Tommy gun, and he's mowing down the Borg in the holodeck. And then after that, they are
the movies after that
adequate.
They're not even close to adequate. but we will not get into that debate. We'll save that for another day and let people make their own decisions.
Yes.
All right. We started by talking about Susanna Hoffs, best known, of course, for her music. Turns out that Susanna Hoffs of the Bangles is also a novelist. She's got a new book out called This Bird Has Flown.
Yeah, that's right. So I think maybe we're going to try to, this is the second in our series of musician authors. We'll see how long we can keep this going. But this is a romance novel about a musician in her 30s who had one big hit in her 20s, and you know, she's kind of like, her love life's bottomed out and her career's bottomed out, and so this is sort of about her, you know, can she sort of come back with this new guy she meets on a plane. But, you know, and there are a lot of romance novels published every week, but this is one of the better ones.
I read a review in the New York Times of this novel, and I didn't know that she had written it, and it was a glowing review, really favorable.
It's great, and music people will enjoy it because there's lots of influences, and you can kind of be like, oh, is that guy she hooked up with?
Yeah.
Is that one of the Jonas Brothers?
She clearly knows the music world, and she taps into that, and that'll be fun for readers.
Yeah.
All right, let's end with Cowboy Bebop 25th Anniversary Edition. What's this one all about, Mick?
Oh, so this is great. I really like that I'm now of the age where stuff that I remember watching new is getting 20th and 25th and 30th anniversaries. I love that for me. Anyway, Cowboy Bebop is arguably one of the best and most influential animes of all time. It's an episodic series that was, well, if you've seen Firefly, Cowboy Bebop is like the Strictly Better version. It's about, space mercenaries. It's got a lot of Western influences, and the soundtrack is incredible. It's by Yoko Kanno and the Seatbelts, and it's all of this like really cool jazz arrangements. And what's cool about the 25th anniversary is it's got commentaries from the Japanese unit and the English unit, all the stuff that they've collected over the many, many years, plus a new mini documentary that's like a retrospective of what the series is like 25 years on. So can't say enough good things about Cowboy Bebop.
All right. This is kind of fun to tap into this nostalgia, but it's nostalgia that's got a new twist, so this is fun. Great to have you, as always. Thank you so much. The full list of those new releases is on our website. Head to the 207 section and stick around, because we're going to be back in just a moment.